Welcome to Whisky.com. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. Today I taste the Glenfarclas 17-year-old ABV 43%. This is a quite rare bottle because most of these bottles, is said, are going to Asia. 17 years old, 17 is, so they told me, a magic number in Asia. I don't know. All I know is that the 17-year-old is more expensive here in the Western world and is not so often seen on the shelves. There's a 15-year-old Glenfarclas and a 21-year-old Glenfarclas, which I still have to taste also. The 15-year-old is unchill filtered with 46 ABV, and the 17-year-old is chill filtered, but all Glenfarclas are not colored and has a less ABV of 43%. So this is older, chill filtered, and less ABV. So this one is smoother, weaker than the 15-year-old. It is said that this single malt is a little bit smoky. I doubt that because there's a technical reason for it. When you produce a smoky spirit in your distillery, you have to empty all your containers, your vats, your receivers after this production, because the foreshots during the distillation process are remixed into the next batch of the low wines to be redistilled, and during this redistillation, catalytic processes at the colors, the copper surface of the pot stills produce different aromas, but the peatiness will move from the foreshots of the former batch into the next batch. So you have to clean all your equipment after that, after the production of a peated spirit, and therefore a lot of distilleries in Scotland which produce as well peated as non-peated single malt whiskey produce this whiskey only for a short time in the year, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. And then they're cleaning all their equipment, and then they produce their normal unpeated whiskey again. And Glenfarclas has only this 15-year-old, 17-year-old single malt whiskey, which might be peaty, but I doubt. There would be other ages also with a slight peatiness in it, and I haven't found any peatiness in a Glenfarclas itself. And Glenfarclas is one of my favorite whiskey distilleries, and I tasted from the 10-year-old up to the 40-year-old, everything from the distillery. But the 17-year-old was missing. So I tasted the 17-year-old, which was missing for several years. Now, the first time in English language, and then I will add the 10, 12, 15, 21, 25, 30 and 40 years later on. More to say? No? Let's give it a try. As I said, Glenfarclas isn't coloring its whiskey. So this is real color, quite dark amber. This whiskey is matured in sherry casks, but not first fill, or not all are first fill. So there will be a mixture between first fill sherry casks, second fill and third fill sherry casks. And if you have seen a 17-year-old first fill sherry cask, this would be very, very dark. So this might have 30% first fill, 30% second fill, and 30% third fill sherry casks in it. Very, very complex. lots of aromas, trigger your brain, your memory. What have you tasted so far? There's a fruitiness, a sherry fruitiness. There's also a strong oakiness. And this oakiness might be interpreted as smoke. This oakiness. It's a very aromatic oakiness in the back. But as soon as you're sniffing a few times at your whiskey, this smokiness is gone. It's no longer there. Some butterscotch aromas. And a sherry fruitiness. Dark fruits like plums, raisins. Wonderful. Glenfarclas is one of my favorite distilleries. It's also privately owned. There's no mega company behind it. So small production. High quality. At first, sweetness, then spiciness, oakiness, some cacao in the back. Still there. The aftertaste is medium to long, not too long, because the sweetness is gone, is long gone, and now the oakiness and some vanilla and butterscotch still remain. Very well made. The second sip is even better than the first one, and more mouth-watering, and more aromas, and vanilla, butterscotch, toffee, and then the cacao with a slight bitterness in the back is appearing, and spiciness, and the sherry sweetness. Very well made single malt whiskey, but it's a little bit more expensive than the 15-year-old. And with the 15-year-old, you get 3 ABV more. You get, it's non-chill filtered, you get more aromas which aren't filtered out. And it's cheaper, 20% cheaper than this one. Yeah, you have to decide what whiskey you want to have. Glenfarclas is always a buy. But my personal opinion is that if you go below 15 years of age at Glenfarclas, quality is going down very fast. So the 12-year-old and the 10-year-old are not able to keep the pace the 15, 17 and 21-year-olds whiskies are giving. Yeah. Thank you for watching and stay tuned with Whisky.com.